We have been in a fog, and as we emerge, we see the world's been pushed to the brink. And so have you. I'm Dr. David Orrs, I'm the Doc of DeFi, and here I am at the entrance of Fortune and Glory. So a lot of people know those words very, very well. Um, Sometimes it's great to have to bask in the glory of something well done and a huge accomplishment, and sometimes it is great also to benefit from fortune, however you define that for yourself. Certainly in the metaverse and crypto space, the finances and the digital world, a lot of people did come in at the prospect of fortune, for sure. There was bit of a Wild West going on there for a number of years, and a lot of people did make their fortunes. Whether you decide to do that for the long term holding, or whether you decide to do that on a miraculous trade, single trade that gets you huge gains, whatever your definition of that would be, certainly there was fortune. How does this relate to what I'm doing today? Well, today I am in a 5-day challenge to myself for swimming, cold plunge, and some directed weight training exercise. And for me, that would also benefit a bit of glory, having done that on a consistent basis and attaining that goal. And the fortune. The fortune, of course, is in how that affects my health. But very similar, to the crypto space, a misplaced effort can cause a lot of damage. So a lot of people discovered this in the past few months with the unfortunate demise of certain exchanges that were holding yield stakes for many people. They had their assets there, their trusted asset, and they were gaining some interest called yield at quite a great clip. And that was a short-term gain, but of course, unfortunately, it produced long-term injury, let's say, financial injury to a lot of people. The same thing could happen in your health. So if your body is not ready to take up all the great stuff that exercise produces, then as a matter of fact, you may receive a bit of a short-term gain, depending on what your goals were, if it was to move the needle on a scale or if it was to fit into a size of clothes in the short term. But in the long term, it is pretty definite that you're going to get some form of injury through oxidative stress or through inflammatory processes in a body that's not adapted or ready to do an exercise. What do I mean by adapted? Well, most bodies unfortunately run on a system that is highly inflammatory. It's ruled by the gluconeogenic cycle. Its dominant hormone is insulin, and these things, although serve us very well, as they were originally designed, in the day and age of high stress and poor sleep and all kinds of bad decisions that we make with regards to food, be it knowing or unknowing, depends on what food is available, these systems actually start to work against you. So adapting away from this, because there is a way to do that, and this would create a metabolic process that is actually giving about 5 times more yield to an individual than the default system, that I call it, through the gluconeogenic and insulin pathways. So once adapted and once supported, and what I mean by supported is that, even in this day and age, there's a lot of deficiencies because of food quality issues. So supported through proper restoration of important building blocks that you need in your body. Once all this is in place, then judicious exercise works. So that's just something to keep in mind. We did see an example of that also in the crypto space, in the financial sector recently, and I hope that gives a pretty good analogy of what is meant by short-term gain but long-term pain. And so keep this in mind as well for your own health. Anyhow, we'll catch you on the next video.